No, what happens is we're being broadcast on a delay, you see, and so we're getting us on the delay, not the live feed.
Well, I guess, yeah, okay, we're being broadcast on a delay, but that's okay. I'm a little bit frustrated today. I know that all rhymed, but the thing is... All right, I guess we're back. Here we go. All right, the thing is, I'm frustrated because I was supposed to have guests on here. Yes, I was supposed to have Vicious Vic Rose on here, or Notorious D.O.G., one half of the Dreaded Alliance. But they couldn't show up today because you know why? You want to know why they didn't show up?
Tell me why, Mr. Storm, tell me why.
Well, they went to the IWU show. Yes, the International Wrestling Union show at the Cobb Civic Center today. It's at 7 o'clock. My show's at 7 o'clock, so I guess they couldn't make it. And we're going to talk about that show a little bit later. But right now, I want to give a moment of silence. This man passed away, I guess, 3 weeks ago, you could say. One of the best professional wrestlers I've ever seen. He basically invented the headbutt. Junkyard Dog. JYD passed away, got in a car wreck. It was not his fault, by the way. Some lady ran into him.
Really?
Just knocked him out. He is dead, and he is gone. And I want a moment of silence right now. All right, that moment of silence is up. And now, I got tickets to give away. If you're the winner of this trivia question, you and 2 friends will get tickets to go see Georgia Extreme Wrestling at the Georgia Bell Flea Market in Lawrenceville on Highway 78. And now my question is, it concerns Junkyard Dog. Now, if anybody can tell me what Junkyard Dog's last televised appearance was, you need to name the pay-per-view and the organization he was appearing at. If you can call me up and answer that, you will get the 3 tickets for you and 2 friends or family members or whatever you want to call them. I also got 9 posters to give away to anybody that will come into the station on the 5th floor of Memorial Hall today. I got these posters. They may be a collector's item one day. IWU posters. The event is today, and you never know. IWU could be the next ECW, and these could be worth some money. What do you think?
I concur.
All right, and now, like I said before, we are going to talk about this big event happening today. Yes, it's the homecoming of professional wrestling. First, you're going to see Abdullah the Butcher versus Black Panther and Dusty Dotson. Now, Black Panther and Dusty Dotson, I've seen them wrestle quite a bit in the independent circuit, and they've been pretty impressive. But I'm not too into the handicap match situation. I don't know about you. What do you think about that?
Well, you got to keep in mind the fact that Abdullah the Butcher, he's in his early 60s. He's an old man. And
that's true.
You know, I guess maybe to keep him popular with the fans, like if he can unleash his particular brand of mayhem upon not one man but 2 at the same time.
Yeah, you know, I have to agree with you there, but you know, I rather see. I mean, it puts humiliation on 2 guys. They're gonna be beat. I don't care. Handicap matches, I've never seen. Well, I hardly ever seen any of like 2 guys against 1 where the 2 guys win. Especially, I remember Andre the Giant.
Oh, yeah.
He did a bunch of those matches. And, you know, I think King Kong Bundy wrestled a couple of midgets at one time.
The Giant
too.
did one of those just a few weeks ago on Nitro.
I mean, it's pathetic, you know. I guess some of these guys, they go to the power plants and they go work out and they train hard and they become jobbers. And not just individual jobbers, but they have to do it with another person. That's really bad.
But at the same time, if it gets them the match, if it gets them the wrestling time, then that will increase their profile to some degree, even if they do get squashed.
Yeah, I guess so. It'll get their name out because this will be televised in the fall, this show.
Oh, really? Where?
I'm not certain yet, but I'll get back to that on a prior show or next show, I mean. And also, there's going to be a Georgia Heavyweight title tournament to decide who is going to be the man in IWU. We got Rex King, Recon from the WWF. You knew him. It's a Truth Commission. Didn't work out too well. What do you think?
They destroyed that. I mean, first off, when they fired the Commandant, like I remember when they first premiered, the only thing I liked about them was the Commandant.
Yeah,
I mean, the crazy old guy, you know.
What about what was their manager's name? Jackal.
Yeah. Jackal. He's still around, but he's got those stupid like Howard Stern guys with him, and they give him the freaks who can't wrestle, like John Tenta and Kurgan.
Yeah, John Tenta. They put him in a gold suit, put him in a gold mask, and call him Golga.
Yeah. Either way, well, whatever you call him, he's still a big fat ass. He can't do anything.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, did you see that tournament they had, the tag team tournament, where everybody came down to the ring and what's his name? Kruger, Klingler?
Oh yeah, Kurgan.
Kurgan, guy's 7 foot tall. All right, they're not doing anything with this guy because you know why? He doesn't. I mean, he looks like he's out of shape.
Yeah.
He really looks out of shape.
He's got a gut, man.
Yeah, he does. He has a gut, and He's not just too. I mean, Vince McMahon wants the guy that can carry the federation. He wants somebody that can, like a Stone Cold or Shawn Michaels, not like this guy. He's just way out there. The Texas Ranger. I had a meeting with Don Lewis, the owner of IWU, a couple of weeks ago, and I saw this guy, Texas Ranger. He's I'd say about 6'1". He's pretty wide, and looked for him to be one of the guys to make it far in this tournament. And by the way, the 3 guys standing go for the 3-way dance for the title. Now, 3-way dances, ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand ECW is the master of 3-way dances. I mean, you got Terry Funk, Terry Funk, right? Mm-hmm. You got Sabu, and you had what the heck was his name?
Taz, was
Not
it?
Taz, the blonde guy. What's his name?
Oh, Shane Douglas.
Shane Douglas.
Yeah.
That was one of the best matches I've ever seen. Yeah, and this should be another match that's going to be good. Barry Windham, a name in the sport.
Yeah, a legend.
Yeah, a legend, by the way. Did you see him get jobbed by The Undertaker a couple weeks ago?
I feel like, his knees are bad or whatever. He's out of shape. He shouldn't even have come back. He's just ruining whatever legacy he might have had. Yeah, and the main focus with the World Wrestling Federation is being in shape lately with Vader and everybody. But Bulldog Reigns, another good wrestler. I've seen him work the independent circuit. He's been in Georgia Extreme quite a bit, and I don't know if he's going to pull off a victory. I don't even know if he's going to be the last 3 standing, but it should be a good match. And they're going to also have a special Lifetime Achievement Award with Bullet Bob Armstrong. Marietta's own.
Yup, exactly, Marietta's own. Bullet Bob has been around for a long time. We got a caller here. Hold on one second. Caller, you are on the air. Caller? Hello? Caller. Caller is not...
Caller is not on the air.
Caller is not there. But I'm going to keep talking about Bullet Bob for a second before we get this fixed. And
maybe he can tell us what the Armstrong curse is.
The Armstrong curse. Yeah, well, one guy is doing pretty good, Jesse James.
Okay, hold on one second.
Oh, yeah.
Jesse James is doing pretty good, and he got beat pretty bad against,
yeah.
what was his name?
Was it Kane, or was it...
It was Kane.
Yeah.
Kane worked him pretty bad.
It was one of them 2 fellas.
So what's the deal with the phone situation here?
We're not hearing them, though.
All right, hello. Hey, you're on the air. This is Brad Storm. What's going on? Hey, what's up, Dave? You're getting us all the way in Atlanta, huh? Yeah. Oh, yeah, we got Ryan the Regulator here, too. He's pretty good with old school wrestling. He knows everything from back and forth from the 80s.
Y'all can hear him, but they can't hear him.
Yeah, we can't hear... I got you to my ear right now. We can't hear you on the headphones, but you're doing pretty good. What's up? I'm losing him. Hello. Hey, so what's your question, man? What do you got? What's up? What, the International Wrestling Union? Well, I think it's going to be a great show. I mean, you got Dan the Beast Severn on the card. You got the Patriot, who's coming back from an injury, an elbow injury, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, yeah, elbow injury. He was in the WWF for a while, and then, he's back here fighting one of the best wrestlers and UFC champions of all time. And you also got Rock and Roll Express. They're going against a new tag team called Silent Terror. Demon Hellstorm, yeah, both of these guys, they fought previously over at the Warzone Wrestling. You ever seen that?
Oh, yeah, I used to watch it back when I was on the Channel 14.
Yeah, and the Regulator's saying he used to watch it too, and it was a great show, but Vampire Warlock and Demon Hellstorm got it on, and they just said, hey, we're big guys, why don't we just tag team together, So that should be a good match. And then you got Duke the Dumpster Drozy wanting to make a name once again versus Punk Rock Gaines. Punk Rock Gaines is over 6'5" tall, but Duke the Dumpster Drozy, he's been pumping iron, so to say. I heard he's gotten tremendously bigger over the past couple of years. He's been laid off. I guess a year and a half or so.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was talking about that earlier. I just don't think Abdullah the Butcher should be in a handicap match. I think the handicap match just tells the guys that they're just going to job and lose, Yeah, Sid Vicious is supposed to be in that match, but we don't know what's going on. I don't have any clue if Sid Vicious is going to be there or not.
Cold match. Who do you think that's going to?
Kane and Gold. Who? Stone Cold. Yeah, I'm getting feedback over here, guys. All right, hello.
Hello, I'm still here.
Okay, cool. They're trying to fix the audio here.
Not a problem.
Stone Cold and Kane. That promotes a very good match right there. What do you think about that one, Regulator?
Well, okay, they're not gonna have Stone Cold lose. You know, Kane's gonna beat him. It's gonna be. I mean, no, wait. I'm sorry. I'm not
Stone Cold's gonna
Stone Cold's gonna beat
yeah.
Kane. But, you know, the whole setting himself on fire, I'm just interested to see how Kane's going to go about setting himself on fire after he loses that match fair and square 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring.
Hey, Dave.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for calling. We're going to go to that. I got some sound bites from that show, Monday Raw.
All right.
And we'll talk about that right now. All right?
All right, thank you.
Give a moment of silence to Junkyard Dog for us, all right?
All right, thank you.
All right, take care.
Take it easy.
Thump.
All right, I got some cool stuff here. And Kane is going to talk for a second. He made his first vocal announcement Monday night, and this is what he had to say.
I did not win the title. I will set myself on fire.
So confident is Kane that if he does not become the World Wrestling Federation champion this Sunday, he will set himself on fire and breathe his last breath.
Well, there you have it. It looks like if Kane loses this match, you're going to see him burn. And, you know, they had the Ring of Fire match a couple of pay-per-views ago against The Undertaker. And I think he likes this fire deal. I think he's going to get torched this next pay-per-view coming up this weekend.
But the question is, last time, it was but one arm that was on fire. You know, that was kind of disappointing in my opinion.
Yeah.
Wonder if they can get the entire body up in flames.
Yeah, well, you know, Stone Cold obviously had a rebuttal to this. And here it goes.
Let me tell you something. You say that if you don't win the WWF title, you'll set yourself on fire.
He said it.
I'll tell you something right now. If you're dumb enough to set your on fire in this ring, you can bet your bottom dollar that Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to bring you all the marshmallows, all the hot dogs, and all the beer.
Well, you know, Stone Cold, he just tells it like it is, and that's what's basically going to happen. I think he's going to torch him, and he's going to have a cookout there. All the fans are going to enjoy that one. What do you think?
I think it's written on the wall. It is assured Stone Cold shall emerge victorious.
You know, the thing with Stone Cold is, you know, the fans just love him. You know, just like a Goldberg, you know. Stone Cold was way before him, though. I want to give Stone Cold his due, you know. But if people love you, then you're going to be champion for a long time. You know, Shawn Michaels, when Hulk Hogan wore the yellow tighties, he was
of
pretty
course
much
the model
famous.
for this, the Bruno Sammartino 8-year reign from 63 to 71.
Yeah.
Perhaps the longest world title reign on record. But
yeah, that's correct.
The thing about Stone Cold Steve Austin, everyone, you know, they love his character. He doesn't take, you know, crap from anybody. He always has it on his mind.
He's
and,
like,
you know, all that is lifted directly from Cactus Jack. Circa early 90s, late 80s Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's why Mick Foley has such a problem with Steve Austin.
Yeah, that's true, but you know, Mick Foley on the other hand, he's been getting a big push too in the WWF. You know, he's not on the lower list of the the card. You know, and I have to agree with you on that. But I guess Stone Cold has that certain look that Vince McMahon wants right now.
Yeah.
I heard they get along really well behind the scenes. I heard, you know about wrestling. I mean, fans, ladies and gentlemen, wake up. You know, but but they put on a good show. I think I was entertained the other night. When Stone Cold got the bloodbath over his head. You know, it looked to me that, you know, this is going to be one that's going to be, you know, out for blood, basically. And if we can see Kane's mask disappear, you're going to see a guy that's had as many wrestling like personalities as Mick Foley has.
Yeah.
This guy has been Sir Isaac Yankem. He's been
the fake Diesel.
The fake Diesel. I mean,
I know he was a Lord Humongous for a while too in Texas. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, you're probably right on that one. And, you know, he's growing a beard here, so they say, oh, he's scarred, you know, he's he has all these scars on himself, but I don't know, man. I think people are going to be like, okay, that's the old Diesel, man. Where's the old fake Razor Ramon?
I heard they've got some sort of a high-tech Hollywood-produced science or special effects mask that like makes it look like his face is permanently scarred from flames and charred up. So he'll be unmasked, but he'll still be wearing a mask actually, but you won't. The viewer may not realize it is a mask.
Yeah, well, I want to remind the fans that we got 3 tickets to give away for the Georgia Extreme Show in Lawrenceville on July 2nd. If you want to go, give us a call here, 542-86. What is it? It's
8476.
8476 here. Answer our trivia question. When was the last appearance of Junkyard Dog on television? You got to give me the organization and the pay-per-view it was on.
I graduated from the building, or my graduation ceremonies were held in the building in which that event took place.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Could it be the same event that is going on right now at the moment?
Yes,
IWU.
It's also, yeah. But let's talk about the Patriot versus Dan the Beast Severn, shall we?
Okay, yeah, let's talk about that from the International Wrestling Union. What do you think about that one, Regulator?
I think Dan the Beast Severn he's probably one of my favorite personalities in the WWF today because he's basically the old school wrestler. He comes down in the ring. He doesn't have any flashy music. He doesn't say anything. He just gets in there and he just takes you down. You know, he
doesn't have to take off. Yeah, doesn't have to take off his shirt. He has like a gray T-shirt on wherever he goes.
Exactly,
and just takes it home. And I thought, you know, that match that he had against Owen Hart was a pretty good match. You know, I think Owen. I think X-Pac and Owen have a little bit more than a rivalry going on. I think people are really seriously going to get hurt after this one because he drew some blood off of Owen.
Busted open hard way in the backside of the head.
You had to get stitches for that, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
A lot of people, speaking of people getting hurt, a lot of people getting hurt in the World Wrestling Federation. And this could play a big role in the pay-per-view this weekend. The Undertaker has a severe ankle injury.
It might be broken. They don't know.
Yeah, they don't know what's going on. He's wrestled in pain before, but you know, I don't know how long that match is going to last. They said they're going to introduce the X-Pac Owen Hart match to make it shorter on the main eventers here. And in a cage, you know, these guys are going to get hurt.
Yeah.
You know, and I guess Undertaker had to hurt somebody else. So he hurt Paul Bearer last Monday night, too. It says here about Paul Bearer was really roughed up by the Undertaker. He sustained, among other things, an ankle injury, and he was taken off the road last week. They said he's not going to make it for the Boston show, which they took off anyway. The Boston show, I mean, they must have lost a lot of money in that show, too, because of the injury sustained to Undertaker. And Stone Cold Steve Austin, he has a staph infection in his elbow. He had a temperature, and who knows how entertaining those matches are going to be.
Austin actually was in the hospital for a couple days over the weekend. They had to cancel a couple house shows over the weekend in Oklahoma and somewhere else, maybe Kansas City, and because of those injuries.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll be better, 100%. They won't be 100% no matter what.
No, it's not. They're not going to be 100%, but I'm sure they'll give it all. I mean, look at Shawn Michaels. He's almost crippled for life.
Yeah.
He gave his all to the Federation. I don't think they really appreciate him that much, though. You know,
we'll be seeing him again.
It's like Buff Bagwell. No word from Buff Bagwell. You know, they say he's going to come back, but after you break your neck, I don't know.
Perhaps at the Dome on the 6th.
I'm hoping
in
that
some capacity.
I'm hoping that he'll come back. And
He won't be wrestling, obviously.
No. And speaking of WCW, I just got one thing to put on the air for you people, and I know you'll like it. Baby Goldberg.
A monster is behind you guys. Let's just watch this.
Well, that's all I have of that. But, I mean, that was just an entrance of Goldberg coming out. You could see the fans' anticipation of Goldberg. Guy's a menace. The guy's huge. I mean, out of all the Jewish wrestlers, he's the most prominent in the sport. You got Dean Malenko, and you got a couple other guys. Raven's Jewish. I didn't know if you knew that.
Scotty Levy.
Yeah.
Scotty Flamingo.
But I got to ask you something. This is really bothering me. WCW spends millions of dollars on top professional wrestlers, but they still need to bring in athletes from other sports. I don't get that. I really don't. I don't get it at all.
And then, like, the wrestlers they have who are actually their best wrestlers have basically been, neglected. Chris Benoit lately has been getting something of a push, yet he loses all his big matches.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like a backwards push almost. But, I mean, you look at their mid card, low card guys, and then you look at their main eventers, the headliners, and obviously all the talents on like the lower portions of the cards.
And basically, the whole WCW world is about to turn upside down. Everybody is either going to be with NWO White or NWO Red. And you know the Wolfpack, everybody loves the Wolfpack out there. Mm-hmm. And you know, speaking of Wolfpack, Scott Hall, why did he hit Kevin Nash with the chair? Or with the belt, or whatever he hit him with it. You know? I wonder why. He's going to come out on Nitro, maybe next week, and say that he's been in rehab, which he has been in rehab. I mean, he's basically doing a squash on himself. And he's going to say, I was just screwed up. My drugs were kicking in. I hit him. I'm sorry. You know, I want to join the Wolfpack. You know, I don't think Scott Hall and Kevin Nash can be separated.
It's all about job security.
Yeah.
He's told to hit his friend in the head, he'll do it.
Exactly. Wrestling business is a harsh world, man. But what do you think about this Goldberg, Kevin Green, Giant, and Kurt Hennig match?
Well, Kevin Green has no business being in a wrestling ring. Although he's really enthusiastic, he's probably better than Mongo, which is sad because Mongo's been wrestling for the last year and a half.
Talk about out of shape.
But, I mean, everyone in that match, like Hennig's far past his prime. The Giant, he's big, but he's not that good. Goldberg, he's still learning. He's probably the best of the four. Or really? Hennig, he's probably as good as Hennig now, just because Hennig is so slow and old.
Yeah.
But
Fisherman Plex just doesn't cut it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it might be slightly interesting. For the casual fan, it'll be really interesting, you know, with Giant and Goldberg involved. But I don't know. I really don't see anything, how that could be anything, like, more than just subpar.
Yeah, well, I have to agree with you, but the fans might hate me on this, but I just don't think Goldberg's good enough right now to have a singles match longer than 4 minutes. As you can see, Conan, a U.S. champion, got beat by Ric Flair, and it was a great match over, I guess, a Great American Bash a couple of years back. And this guy is good. I mean, people like him, too. He gets beat in 4 minutes last pay-per-view.
All right, WCW, they've been trying to cover this up. At a house show 2 weeks ago, Goldberg wrestled Sting.
Oh, really?
Beat him in a minute.
Did the Sting?
Yeah, he did the spear, did the jackhammer, pin Sting in less than a minute.
So I guess Sting wasn't too cocky on that one, was he?
I guess not. But it's just, you know, it's a case of them pushing him too far.
I think they're panicking a little bit, too. WCW's panicking just a little bit, you know, because they're losing in the ratings, by the way. 4th week in a row, Raw's beat Nitro, you know. How long it will last, we don't know. I think WWF focuses more on storyline than WCW. I think WCW has good wrestling, but no one cares about Disco Inferno facing Bob Joe. No one cares about that match, which I saw last Nitro. I really didn't care about that one too much. What do you think?
I think Disco Inferno, I think he's a great wrestler. Personally,
yeah, I mean, he's a good wrestler, but I want to see him fight Joe Steve out there.
No, but there's a guy, there are a number of guys who are good wrestlers who... Brad Armstrong is another example of somebody who, he's a good wrestler. He's fun to watch in the ring, but he has no personality. He gets nowhere within wrestling. And WCW's got like 100 guys like that, you know? And they just do nothing with them. They just sit on them. But then they also got like the guys like, man, what's his name? Jim Powers. He's still around. What's up with that? The Young Stallions. Like 12 years ago?
Paul Roma. What happened to Paul Roma?
I don't know. He's in jail probably somewhere. Who knows? But... they just need to cut loose a lot of the guys they have, reorganize, focus on the talent they have, and quit pushing like old over-the-hill wrestlers such as Hulk Hogan.
And that's why Savage is out, because he has knee surgery, doesn't he?
He's a trooper, man. I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah, Savage is a good worker, you know. But I mean, I didn't like the way that Eric Bischoff took him out. I mean, that was lame. But he just never can tell.
Basically, Bischoff's like a cancer on the face of professional wrestling, in my opinion.
What?
Bischoff is like
Bischoff, I like Vince McMahon a lot better than Eric Bischoff. I mean, Vince McMahon, he's just interacting with the wrestler. I think he interacts more. He's not just some goofy fool that just comes out there and makes a fool out of him.
He's got the guts to present himself in a highly negative fashion.
Yeah,
like he's the bad guy, which I think is kind of admirable. That he's taken his persona and reformed it into like the biggest heel going in WWF right now.
And Bischoff, you know, they say, you know, he looks like an ass, you know, when he's out there. And I heard he really is in real life too.
Yeah.
I mean, he just sticks it hard to those guys, and you know, some of them. That's why Bobby Walker.
Yeah.
Token black guy. You know, there's a couple of black guys in the WCW. I mean, but he's a token one. I guess he sets himself out amongst all of them. But let's talk about the King of the Ring tournament. It's been pretty good so far. What do you think is going to be the outcome? Real quick.
Severn over Jarrett in the final.
You think Severn's going to beat him?
Well, they're not going to have Severn lose.
Yeah.
Shamrock.
Not against Jarrett.
Exactly. Or to my via, I say.
Yeah.
I see basically Shamrock losing to a screw job, and then Severn squashing Jarrett. Not squashing, but taking Jarrett out. I mean, they could have Severn, I guess, lose through screw job, but I think that's unlikely. But also, Severn versus Shamrock, I don't think they'd want to rush that match too quickly since that has sort of a history behind it. They'd want to basically build that match up to more hype than it would have had if it was just the final of a tournament, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think things have to be wrapped up around here. I also think that Dan Severn's going to come out on top, or it's going to be Cam Shamrock and Dan Severn getting double disqualified.
Mm-hmm.
But things have to be wrapped up. Next week, I'll have Silent Terror on the show, Demon Hellstorm and Vampire Warlock. You don't want to miss it. They might have beat Rock and Roll Express tonight. But that's all we have to say for right now. I guess Sports Talk is coming up next. See you later.
Thanks for listening.